Welcome back. We've all broken a glass, but this accident by Treasurer Wayne Swan, as he sold his budget, made every television news.
Tony Abbott delivers his budget reply tonight. He says he'll offer a clear alternative.
Well, what we'll need to see tonight is the... Sorry.
Whoops. We've just had a glass breakage here.
Joining me now is program psychologist Sandy Ray. Sandy, look, it's an accident, made every television news. Are we being unfair? I mean, it was made to seem a symbol of him being under pressure.
Look, in and of itself, just breaking a glass is not a story. What we've really got to look at is the package or cluster of behaviours that go with it. We're looking at his non-verbal behaviour, we're looking at the verbal behaviour, we're looking at the Treasurer responding to a question that he had quite a lot of difficulty responding to. So we've got to look at how collectively that came together to break the glass. Was he under stress in answering that question? Yes, he was. Was he able to answer that question? No, he wasn't. So
and the question being, when was the last time a Labor Treasurer delivered a surplus? And the answer was he didn't know. If he did know, he didn't want to give the answer because the answer is 1989, a long time ago. So it's under pressure. When you're under pressure, are you more likely to break a glass?
Look, breaking a glass, no. But when we are under pressure, we can actually display behaviours that we're not often aware of. So was he under such stress that he wasn't aware of how tightly he gripped the glass and had no idea of what he was actually about to say, had no idea of the strength in his hand, and had no idea of the answer.
So it seems that if you are under stress, you are more likely to break it, like gripping it too hard. I bet you if you gave him a glass and said, now, crush it with your bare hands, he couldn't even do it.
Yes. So, I mean...
So I think, was it fair then that this was used as a symbol in all the news?
Look, I don't think it's an unreasonable conclusion to come to that. Because, again, if you look at the whole cluster of behaviour, he started stuttering, he looked to his left, he rolled his shoulder, it was a question he couldn't answer. So there's a whole package of behaviour.
Fair cop.
Fair cop, I think.
All right, I want to ask you this one too. Front page of the papers today, Tim Matheson says he'd love to ask Julia Gillard to marry him, but he hasn't discussed it yet. He has discussed it with millions of readers, but not with Julia. Appropriate, inappropriate?
Completely inappropriate, but he's also blown his cover. I want to be the first to ask Julia. Well, all of Australia now knows he wants to ask, so it's done.
Yeah, but why would you do that? Why would a bloke go and tell reporters what he hasn't yet discussed, the most intimate question with his beloved?
I think he's a bit of a lamb to the slaughter. I think he didn't realise what he was actually on about and didn't realise perhaps it was going to get printed. I don't think...
come on, he's sitting there talking to a journalist.
I don't think he fully comprehended that that was going to be written up because it's so inappropriate to have a woman that he wants to marry and you say it to the press. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't know that women are going to react well to that story.
I agree with you.
Because they'll see that as a trampling on something a little sacred.
It'll be interesting to see if Julia had any idea also if his marriage proposal was going to happen.
Good point. Sandy, thanks for joining us. It took Parliament's youngest member, Wyatt Roy, to put the toughest question this week to Treasurer Wayne Swan. The same question that, when the ABC later repeated it, had Swan smashing that glass.
I'm about to turn 21. No Labor government in this place has ever delivered a budget surplus in my lifetime. Why should anyone believe you now?
I thought Roy was too young for Parliament, but boy, he knows how to make his youth a winner. I've had lots of questions for climate scientists, like why hasn't the planet warmed lately? Or why these floods when Climate Commissioner Tim Flannery claimed rain would never again fill our rivers. I'd ask Dr Jason Evans of the University of New South Wales about his own prediction 2 years ago, that the southern Murray-Darling Basin would be drier and not this very wet. Well, this week Dr Evans got together with a whole lot of climate scientists at the ABC's expense and gave me their considered answer to such questions on the ABC's Hungry Beast Show.
Dropping facts all over this glass while be crying about a comment. Climate change is caused by people. Earth, unlike alien, has no sequel. We're scientists. What we speak is true. Unlike Andrew Bolt, our work is peer-reviewed. Hey!
Their answer seems to be that it's cool to be a warmist and how can I put this politely? Stuff you. Here's Julia Gillard's message to boat people last week when she sold her amazing deal with Malaysia, in which we swap 800 of our boat people for 4,000 of theirs.
Don't get on that boat. What it will mean is you've given your money to a people smuggler, you've risked your life at sea, and you will be at real risk of ending up in Malaysia instead.
So, would this finally scare off the boat people? Yesterday, 32 Afghans and Pakistanis said no. They got in a boat anyway and were intercepted near Broome. So what's plan C? Well, Thailand now says it's interested in swapping 5 refugees of theirs for every one of ours too. Great. And just before we go, early this morning on the ABC, Julia Gillard responded to boyfriend Tim Matheson's front page announcement that he'd love to marry her.
We're very happy the way we are. We've got no present plans. There is, to use the phrase of your panel, no rock on the finger. So I think everybody can just, say, well, we're a happy couple and that's a good thing.
So not quite a yes yet. Well, that's the end of the show. Thank you for joining me. Please join our debate by sending me an email here at 10, the Bolt Report at network10.com.au, and there's also my blog, heraldsun.com.au/Andrew Bolt. Stay with us. 10 News is next. But for now, I'm Andrew Bolt. I look forward to your company, same time next week. Goodbye.